This is Tom Maloney, head coach of the girls varsity basketball team, and you are watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
This is the Warriors Basketball pregame show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. I'm Aaron Kruder, and we are here in the Fred Williams Memorial Gym, and we're right about the start of the game today between the Amityville Warriors as they face off against the Rocky Point Eagles today. We'll go into the starters real quick before we start. For Amityville, number 2, Alana Henry. Number 11, Aaliyah Jones. Number 23, Mercy Griffin. Number 24, Natalia Baptiste. Number 34, Anaya Hampton. And for Rocky Point, number 1, Candace Adamo. Number 3, Kylie Lamoureux. Number 11, Fiona Vu. Number 13, Juliana Tossi. And number 15, Kaylee Moeller. And tip-off, Henry right to Jones, to Baptiste in the paint, to Griffin. Missed shot, recovered by Hampton. Tipped off by the Eagles. Griffin, Hampton, rebound. And Henry in the paint. What a fight. Hampton recovers, and the whistle is blown. Some good action right off the start. And that will send number 34, Anaya Hampton, to the free throw line, and that's a foul on Rocky Point number 13, Tossi. First shot does not go in, but she gets a second. Hampton scored 2 points in Amityville's last game against Half Hollow Hills West. And 1 point so far in today's game as a second free throw shot does go in. Lamoureux, midcourt. Guarded by Jones. Pass to Moeller. Lamoureux. Tossi. Three-pointer does not go. Jones has it. Jones, midcourt. Lamoureux creeps up. Baptiste, midcourt. Missed three-pointer. Recovered by Lamoureux of Rocky Point. That's a foul. It's a foul on White on Amityville's Alana Henry. Rocky Point will keep the ball. Tossi, back to Lamoureux, midcourt. Looking for her offense. To Adamo, back to Lamoureux. To Tossi. Tossi, right wing, to Lamoureux. Adamo, left wing, Moeller. Back to Adamo. Again to Lamoureux. Air ball. Covered by Adamo. Shot clock at 2 seconds. Missed shot by Tossi, and the ball is Amityville's. Lots of energy from Amityville's head coach today, Tom Maloney. Baptiste to Griffin. Back to Baptiste. In the back. Midcourt, Baptiste. Baptiste left wing. Into the paint. Looks for a shot to Griffin. Right at the free throw line. Does not go and goes out of bounds. Rocky Point will recover. 6 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first quarter. 1-0 Amityville leads. Lamoureux dribbling midcourt. To Tossi. Back to Lamoureux. To Moeller. In the paint. Recovered by Adamo. To Henry. Her height and advantage once again. Midcourt. Tries forcing a foul, but into the paint, and that's 2 points for Amityville. 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Amityville leads 3-0. Rocky Point's Lamoureux to Adamo, left wing, back to Lamoureux. To Tossi, right wing. Guarded heavily by Amityville, but passes to Moeller. Recovered by Jones. And a foul is called. Rocky Point will recover. 5 minutes, 28 seconds left in the first quarter. Number 20, Abigail Hansen comes in for Adamo for Rocky Point. Tossie to Lamoureux. Back to Tossie. Goes out after a failed pass, but Amityville will recover. Baptiste to Griffin. Back to Baptiste. Motions for her team to stay. Right wing, right to Henry. In the paint, recovered by Moeller of Rocky Point. Tossie, left wing. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Recovered by Baptiste. Almost knocked out. Pass to Griffin, right wing. Covered by Hampton. Back to Griffin. Almost goes out. She throws it back in on the ground. Hampton to Jones, three-pointer. Amazing three-pointer by Aaliyah Jones, 9th grader. 6-0 Amityville leads with 4 minutes and 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Tossie to Hansen. Lamoureux mid to Hansen again. Lamoureux. Tossie. Vu. Lamoureux. Missed shot. Recovered by Moeller. Shot clock. Recovered by Henry. Tipped off by Moeller. By Lamoureux. Sorry. Recovered again by Rocky Point. Tossie. Pass to Moeller in the paint. To Vu. Missed. Recovered by Baptiste. Bounces it out on Rocky Point and for Griffin and Hampton. Baptiste will recover for Amityville. Baptiste to Chapman. Chapman midcourt. Into the paint. Almost fumbles. Recovered by Lamoureux. Powers down court. Shot does not go. And that will send Lamoureux to the free throw line. See if Rocky Point can get some points on the board. More than halfway through the first quarter, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Amityville is leading 6-0. First shot does not go. Lamoureux had 6 points in Rocky Point's last game against Ward Melville with 2 second shot. Goes in, and that's first points on the board for Rocky Point, 6-1. Long three-pointer. Recovered by Baptiste, and that's Amityville's ball. That's a foul on Tossie for Rocky Point. Amityville will recover. Baptiste to Chapman. Chapman in the backcourt. Henry recovers. Right wing. Henry to Baptiste. Baptiste, right wing. Powers through. Looks for a shot. Looks for a pass. Pass to Chapman. But that's a travel on Baptiste. Good playing by Rocky Point's defense, forcing that. 2 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Amityville leads by 5, 6-1. Rocky Point has the ball. Lamoureux to Tossie. Tossie midcourt to Lamoureux, right wing. Moeller. Moeller to Popolaski, to Lamoureux, back to Popolaski, to Tossie. Moeller, left wing, again to Popolaski, left wing, does not go. Recovered by Tossie. Tossie to Vu, right wing, to Popolaski, again to Tossie, three-pointer, misses, recovered by Vu. Rebound does not go. Covered by Chapman. Popolaski steals. Vu, right wing. To Lamoureux. To Tossi. Recovered by Baptiste. Powers down midcourt. To Chapman, right wing. It's in the paint. And that's Chapman for Amityville. 1 minute and 47 seconds left in the first quarter. Amityville leads 8-1. Tossi. Pass to Lamoureux. To Popolaski. Tossi mid left wing. Recovered by Vu. To Lamoureux. Off the rim. Recovered by Baptiste. Baptiste moves hard down court. But a whistle is blown. Amityville will keep the ball. 1 minute and 19 seconds left on the clock. Amityville leads by 7 points. Baptiste to Chapman in the paint. To Moeller. Moeller back to Popolaski. To Vu. Tossi midcourt. Popolaski right wing. To Moeller. Moeller to Tossi. Lamoureux to Vu. Three-pointer. Does not go. Recovered by Tossi. That's a shot clock violation on Rocky Point. 41 seconds left in the first quarter. Amityville has the ball. Baptiste in the backcourt. Right wing, Baptiste. And that does not go for Baptiste. The whistle was blown before the shot went off. The ball got off. So that's 31 seconds on the clock. Amityville still leads 10-1. Amityville will keep the ball. Baptiste. Baptiste to Chapman. Chapman to Henry. Right wing. In the paint, and more points for Amityville. 21 seconds on the clock. Shot clock has been turned off. 12-1, Amityville leading. 15 seconds in the first quarter. Lamoureux to Tossi, left wing. This three-pointer, 7 seconds left on the clock. Popolaski shoots it out with 3.2 seconds left in the first quarter. That's a 6-0 run for Amityville currently. Tossi. And that's the end of the first quarter. Amityville leads 12-1, and we'll be right back after this break for the second quarter.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
This is Alana Henry, power forward for the Amityville Warriors, and you are watching Warriors basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. I'm Aaron Kruder. Once again, to recap the first quarter that we just had, Amityville is currently in a 6-0 run, leading 12-1 against Rocky Point. Rocky Point's only points scored on the charity strike by number 3, Lamoureux. And Amityville is currently on a 6-0 run. Let's see if they can continue that. Lamoureux to Tossie. Tossie to Vu, right wing. Vu to Moeller. Covered by Baptiste. Just 13 seconds left into the second quarter. Jones, left wing, three-pointer. Bounces off. Recovered by Vu. Vu to Lamoureux. Lamoureux, left wing. To Vu, right wing. Tossie. Tossie, long pass to Lamoureux. To Moeller. Back to Lamoureux. To Tossie. To Lamoureux. Three. He's off the rim. Covered by Vu. Vu, left wing. Rocky Point. Lamoureux, three-pointer, bounces off. Rebound, does not go. Ball's in the second time. 6 minutes and 57 seconds left on the clock. Tossie, midcourt. Tossie to Vu, right wing. Moeller, recovered by Baptiste, midcourt. To Henry. Henry powers through in the paint. Does not go. Lamoureux recovers. To Tossie. Tossie to Vu. Vu, long pass. Almost intercepted by Henry. Amityville will recover the ball. Blocked by Henry. Baptiste. 6 minutes and 5 seconds left. Lamoureux to Moeller, left wing. Blocked by Henry, recovered by Chapman to Baptiste. Baptiste, left wing to Jones. Back to Baptiste, left wing. Baptiste in the paint. To Chapman. And just as the shot clock goes off, Chapman sinks one in for Amityville. 5 minutes and 16 seconds left in the second quarter. Amityville leads 14-3. And that's 6 points for Chapman so far. Motti. Pass out of bounds by Rocky Point. Longo in for Rocky Point as Hampton, Katz, and Griffin come in for Amityville. Katz off the bench. Lamoureux to Tossie. Tossie to Lamoureux. Back to Tossie, left wing. Long pass to Moeller, right wing. To Vu, to Lamoureux, three-pointer. Does not go. Ran back in by Moeller. Tossie in the paint. And that's 4 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. That's a foul on for Rocky Point. That will send Tossie to the free throw line on Mercy Griffin. 14-5. Amityville leads by 9 points. And the free throw shot does go in. That's Tossie. Amityville has the ball. Griffin, midcourt. Right wing, Griffin. And the whistle is blown. Four minutes and 32 seconds left. Katz has the ball. To Hampton in the paint. Almost taken back by Tossie, but that's a jump ball called. Amityville will have the ball yet again. Right under their net. Griffin this time. 4 minutes and 29 seconds left in the first half. Some commotion with the referees. Griffin to Henry, right under the net. And that goes back. Henry on the ground. Henry throws it out of bounds. Looks to be up okay. Rocky Point will have the ball. That's Tossie. Midcourt. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first half. Vu in the paint. Tossie, three-pointer. Bounces off the rim. Recovered by Henry. Ooh. Right onto her own bench. She won't be staying there, though. Rocky Point will have the ball. Moeller. Tossie to Lamoureux, right wing. Tossie knocked out by Henry and Hampton. Henry, left wing. And on the ground again. Henry is okay. 3 minutes and 56 seconds left on the clock. And that's a foul on Lamoureux of Rocky Point. Amityville will have the ball yet again. Henry on the ground again to Jones. Three-pointer bounces off the rim. Recovered by Longo of Rocky Point. And that's a foul. Jump ball. And Rocky Point has the ball. Tossie, midcourt. To Lamoureux, left wing. Moeller, top of the key. Moeller to Lamoureux, left wing. Three-pointer, does not go. Bounces out. 3 minutes and 29 seconds on the clock. Williams for Amityville coming in for Henry. Will take some time. Williams to Griffin to Moeller to Vu. And that bounces out. Amityville will have the ball. 3 minutes and 24 seconds left in the first half. Amityville leads 14-6. Williams again to Baptiste. Back to Williams, midcourt. And that's a foul. Henry getting a little breather after hitting the floor a couple times these past few minutes. Hope to see her back in the game soon. Williams to Jones and goes out a little too much on that pass. Rocky Point will have the ball again. Lamoureux, right wing to Moeller. Longo to Tossie, three-pointer does not go. Recovered by Jones. Jones powers down to Katz, right wing. Guarded heavily by Rocky Point. Ball goes out. 2 minutes and 51 seconds left on the clock. Foul on someone. Admiral has the ball. Substitution. Katz and Hampton out for Chapman and Aiken. Chapman had 6 points, one of which was a three-pointer in Amityville's last game against Hills West. Baptiste to Williams, top of the key, in the paint. And that's Williams. 2 minutes and 42 seconds left in the second quarter. 16-6, Amityville leads by 10. Vu, right wing. Top of the key. Tossie, top of the key. Vu. Moeller, left wing. Moeller to Vu. Lamoureux. Tossie, right wing. Tossie to Vu, top of the key. Moeller. Shot clock violation on the Eagles. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the second quarter. Amityville has the ball.
A plethora of subs technique, a cornucopia, a group, a gaggle, a point, a
2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the second quarter. Amityville has the ball. Baptiste to Chapman in the backcourt. Chapman. Ball goes out, and that's a timeout. No. Never mind. Rocky Point. Popolaski, right wing. Back to Popolaski. Shot does not go. And that's out of bounds. 1 minute and 57 seconds left in the second quarter. 16-6. Amityville still in the lead. Rocky Point. Hansen on the baseline to Popolaski. To Hansen, right wing. In the paint, Mahdi. That's a travel on the Eagles. 1 minute and 46 seconds left in the second quarter. Still 16-6. Henry to Baptiste. Almost recovered by the Eagles, but Chapman has it. And that's a foul. One minute and 40 seconds left in the second quarter. Chapman will go to the free throw line. Amityville is in the bonus. And the first free throw shot will go in for Chapman. That's her 7th point today. Let's see if she can make it 8. And she does. It brings the score to 18-6. Amityville in the lead with 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the clock. Adamo, midcourt. Curtin, Popolaski in the corner. That's 2-pointer for her, for Popolaski. 1 minute and 24 seconds left in the second quarter. 18-8, Amityville's leading. Chapman, midcourt, right wing. And a timeout is called by Amityville's head coach, Tom Maloney. They're talking it over. 1 minute and 14 seconds left in the second quarter. So thank you for joining us today on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Once again, I'm Aaron Kruger. It's been a pretty good game so far. Amityville is leading by 10 points, 18-8, with just 1 minute and 14 seconds left in the first half of this game. Amityville has been on 2 6-0 runs so far in this game to start off the first quarter. Rocky Point a little slow with their scoring so far, but they're catching up. A lot of points today by Jada Chapman. 8 points, as I said earlier. 8 points for her today so far. Big game for the sophomore guard. And Henry has a pretty exciting game so far, but she's been on the floor a few times we've seen, but she's coming back in the game. So we'll hope to see some more action from her as we're starting off. We're getting back into it. Amityville has the ball. Chapman on the sideline to Baptiste, midcourt. Powers through the defense to Jones, left corner. Baptiste in the paint. Bounces off the rim, goes out of bounds, and that's Amityville's ball. Just about 1 minute left in the second quarter, 18-8, Amityville. Baptiste on the baseline. Talking to the ref. Seen lots of energy from the crowd today. Pretty good crowd. Baptiste. Henry lets it go through her hands, recovered by Mahdi of Rocky Point. Adamo, corner. Curtin to Popolaski, top of the key. Hansen to Adamo. Adamo to Hansen, left wing. Popolaski, Curtin, right wing. Popolaski, three-pointer, does not go. And that's out of bounds. 31.7 seconds left in the first half. 18-8. Mercy Griffin back in for the Warriors. Baptiste out. 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock right now. Griffin midcourt. Right wing. Griffin, top of the key. And that's Griffin for Amityville, which has scored a 20-8. Shot clock has been turned off. Just 12 seconds left in this game. Adamo, midcourt. Top of the key, in the paint, bounces off the backboard and goes out of bounds. Eagles ball with 4.4 seconds left on the clock in the first half. Scores 20-8, and we're leading by 12. Hansen to Popolaski, and that's Popolaski hits it out, and that will be Amityville's ball with even 3 seconds left in the first half. Henry on the baseline. Henry to right to Hansen, blocked by Henry, and that's the end of the first quarter. Great play by Henry right there. Scores 20-8. Once again, I'm Aaron Cruda at Amityville Broadcasting Network, and we'll be right back for our halftime show.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you can't measure it on your bathroom scale. Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own. You won't find a bipolar disorder by looking at a thermometer. Like many other health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a stick-on bandage. So the sooner you seek treatment, the better. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support. That's samhsa.gov/support.
I'm Jose. I work construction. My day starts at 4 a.m. Life's tight, but I eat right by choosing one day a week to prep multiple meals with healthy recipes. Then I freeze the extra. I save money by bringing lunch to work. Then dinner is already made. Life just got easier, and I have more time to spend with my family. To learn how to eat right when life's tight, visit snapedny.org to learn more.
SNAP-Ed is funded by USDA's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
This is Mercy Griffin, shooting guard for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
This is the Warriors Basketball Halftime Show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
And a good afternoon, and welcome to halftime here at the Fred Williams Memorial Gym. Warriors with a 20-8 lead over the Rocky Point Eagles. And I'm Matt Grice, and I'm joined by Christian Chicas here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network as we get set to break down this first half. And Christian, one of the biggest differences between this game and the last game that the Warriors had played was last game Warriors came out really slow in the first half. Tonight, different story. It was all Amityville first half of this game.
Today, the aura in the air for Amityville definitely does seem a lot different compared to last game. As we see in the first quarter, Amityville starts with a 6-0 run. They're definitely coming off more explosive, and that's something I've realized this game, where Rocky Point is playing a lot slower compared to Amityville. Often, I would hear Coach Maloney or other players on Amityville telling the players on the court to slow it down, but they just don't slow it down, and they keep the aggression up, which I think is really admirable.
Yeah, absolutely it was, and you know, last game against Hills West, half we'll look at the first quarter first here. Amityville does start out with a 6-0 run, and it starts with their center, Anaya Hampton, getting to the free throw line. She missed the first free throw, but converted on the second. And then Alana Henry, who was all over the place in the first half, didn't necessarily light up the scoreboard as she only had 4 points, but her effort was tremendous as she must have been crawling around on the floor 5 or 6 times, sacrificing her body for the sake of this team. But she came in and scored a field goal. And then Aaliyah Jones, the 9th grader, who played last year as an 8th grader and really somebody looking for a bright future here. She capped off the 6-0 run for the Warriors. Then on the other side, getting to the free throw line was Kylie Lamore, and she hits 1 of 2, and the Warriors go on another 6-0 run, and this time they were led by Jada Chapman, the sophomore guard, who has been very good off the bench this year for this Warrior squad, and she gets back-to-back field goals. Then Alana Henry adds a basket of her own, and pretty quickly the Warriors find themselves up 12-1, and that's how the score stayed for a little while, and then that's how the first quarter would come to a close. So 12-1. Defensively, the Warriors very strong in that first quarter.
Yeah, like you said, defensively, the Warriors were very strong in the first quarter. However, I think that's partially due to Rocky Point not being able to capitalize on the opportunities that they're making. Something I realized with Rocky Point is that they are making opportunities because they have great team chemistry. I would see them passing number 3, Lamorix, passing to her teammates, such as Hanson. However, although they were making passes, they were playing slower than Amityville, and Amityville's aggression, even on defense, was throwing them off, and it seems almost like they don't have the confidence to shoot. I think if Rocky Points find that confidence to start shooting more, we could have seen it a lot differently in the first quarter and second quarter, where they would have had closer points in terms of baskets.
Yeah, the defense was smothering for the Warriors. The one thing I will say that probably could improve for Amityville in both the first and second quarter is that they did give up a lot of rebounds, a lot of second chance opportunities on the defensive side of the ball. However, their defense was just so overwhelming that the Eagles didn't have an answer. And just to give you an idea where the Eagles are at, Eagles are 2-3 this year, but they're 0-2 in league play. Rocky Point started with 2 non-league wins against Deer Park and Newfield, but things have not gone their way ever since. They played West Hampton at home. They lost 53-21. They were at Hills West. They lost 35-29. And then they hosted Ward Melville. They lost 43-31. So Rocky Point currently on a 3-game losing streak. Amityville, on the other hand, trying to get their second league win of the season. They're 1-3 overall, 1-1 in league play, which is really the one thing that matters at this point. And as far as the standing goes, if it even matters, we're still pretty early on here. But West Hampton is at the top of the list. They are 3-0. Hop Hog right behind them at 2-0. But Amityville's right there, so it could be a very interesting season. But that's where these two teams were coming into this game, and the Warriors built up a huge lead at the end of the first quarter, 12-1. Finally breaking that 6-0 run at the start of the second quarter, getting on the board was Kylie Moeller. She was able to get a field goal. That made it 12-3. And Warriors responded back again. It was Jada Chapman who had a really big first half for the Amityville Warriors, as she had 8 points to lead all scores for both teams. Then a nice play on the other side. Kylie Lamorix, once again, aggressive in the paint, gets the basket, hits the shot, draws the foul, and completes the three-point play. Eventually, Warriors responded back. Mariah Williams scored. And then getting to the line, Jada Chapman showing her aggressiveness, driving to the paint. She gets fouled, and she hits a pair of free throws. Chapman's been really good. To remember, she's pretty young, but last game also, she was getting to the free throw line, and she was making her shots.
I think Chapman is definitely one of the key players to Amityville's offense this game, especially because the amount of aggression she brings to the game. You see her dribbling near the outside of the court, forcing her opponent to foul her so that she could get the upper hand for Amityville, allowing her to pass to players such as 24 Baptiste on Amityville's side so that they could position themselves, anchor themselves before making offensive plays and opportunities. I think that's something Rocky Point is struggling with, because they're struggling against the offense of Amityville because of how oppressive it is, similar to the defense. Like you said earlier, this game they're playing a lot more aggressive compared to their previous games. And I think that's partly due to Coach Maloney's practice, and you can hear him from the sideline screaming out to play more aggressive sometimes. Also, he's being an excellent coach along with Baptiste, number 24 on Amityville's side, always making positionings. You can see Baptiste, if you look at the camera, you can see Baptiste closing her fist to make plays while they're on offense to Alana Henry for things such as screens, or so that she could get an opportunity for Aaliyah Jones.
I agree. This team has definitely come out this season, not just this game, and has shown a lot more swag, a lot more confidence out on the court. And even though Baptiste has been held off the scoreboard in the first half, you're right. She's the leader out there. She, in terms of carrying the ball, getting the ball in the hands of their scorers. She's been aggressive defensively. She talks a lot on the court. She's doing all the little things, the intangibles that you don't necessarily see come up in the box score. So Populaski was able to break the 4-0 run, and then scoring would end with Mercy Griffin. Real quick before we go to break and bring you the second half, what are your keys for Amityville to hold on and get this win tonight?
I think my keys are definitely Rocky Point is going to have to deal with Amityville's aggression. Maybe they're going to have to start being more aggressive themselves, get themselves uncomfortable, and maybe that's going to bring some success against Amityville. They also have to watch out for Alana Henry, because as we've seen, Alana Henry is getting those baskets in, and she's incredible on the offense as well as the defense for rebounds.
It should be a fun second half. Lots of basketball to go. Warriors lead at the half by a score of 20-8, but don't go anywhere. Aaron Kruger will have the call for you. Second half action coming up right after this on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you can't measure it on your bathroom scale. Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own. You won't find a bipolar disorder by looking at a thermometer. Like many other health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a stick-on bandage. So the sooner you seek treatment, the better. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support. That's samhsa.gov/support.
This is Mercy Griffin, shooting guard for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. I'm Aaron Kruger, joined here by none other than my twin, Sean Kruger. Starting off the second half, Amityville has the ball. Griffin in the paint, does not go. Covered by Moeller to Tossie. Tossie, right wing. To Moeller. Moeller in the corner. To Lamoureux. Adamo back to Lamoureux. To Tossie. Tossie, right wing. Moeller in the paint, off the backboard, recovered by Griffin. Griffin in the corner to Hampton. Baptiste. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Amityville leads 20-8. Henry, top of the key. Henry, left wing to Hampton, recovered by Rocky Point. Lamoureux, midcourt. Lamoureux to Tossie, three-pointer, sinks in.
Nice three-pointer there by Rocky Point. And trying to cut the deficit down. Last game they lost 31-43 to Ward Melville. So they're trying to get back in the win column here.
6 minutes and 36 seconds left in the third quarter. Hampton off the rim, recovered by Henry. Bounces off of Tossie, and Amityville will have the ball. Chapman comes back in for Baptiste. 6 minutes, 28 seconds left in the third quarter, 22-11.
Chapman had 8 points in the first half, so she's leading all scorers, and so she's gonna try to continue that. keep Amityville out in front in the second half.
Jones, corner to Griffin, right wing. Henry. Henry, top of the key. Looks for a shot. Long pass to Jones in the corner. Three-pointer. Bounces off the rim. Goes out, but is touched by Tossie of Rocky Point.
A great ball moving by the Warriors. Get the open look in the corner, but got to be able to hit that shot.
Jones, left corner. Chapman, right wing. Corner, Griffin. Three-pointer goes off the rim. Touched out by Rocky Point. 5 minutes, 57 seconds left in third quarter. Amityville leads 20-11. Tossie, mid-court. Tossie to Adamo. Top of the key. Tossie, right wing. Adamo, corner. Lamoureux, Vu, Moeller. Lamoureux. Tossie, right wing. Looks for a shot. Guarded heavily by Jones and Henry. Lamoureux to Adamo in the paint. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Henry recovers.
That's some great defense there by Amityville.
5 minutes and 23 seconds left. Henry, three-pointer, bounces off the rim. Recovered by Hampton. And that's a jump ball. Rocky Point will recover the ball.
I think Amityville's got to be able to make these three-pointers. In the last 2 shots, they've been over, so you got to be able to hit.
Tossie to Lamoureux, right wing. Lamoureux, corner. Moeller. Recovered by Henry, but goes out. She's down again, but she's back up, and that's Rocky Point's ball. 5 minutes and 3 seconds left in the third quarter. JL Aiken in for Nia Hampton. Lamoureux on the baseline. Lamoureux to Tossie in the corner. Three-pointer. And that's another three-pointer for Tossie. Need to score to 20-14. 4 minutes and 52 seconds left on the clock.
Amityville scoreless here in the second half. They got to be able to put some more points on the board if they want to keep the lead.
Chapman in the paint. Off the backboard, recovered by Lamoureux. Tossie, mid-court. Lamoureux, Adamo, Vu. Vu to Lamoureux. To Adamo. Vu in the paint, back to Adamo. Chapman, good defense there. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter, 20-14. Adamo out for Popolaski. Henry.
And here comes Henry down the court. And I guess they're going to try to put some points up after the last few turnovers.
Henry. Left wing. Pass to Chapman in the corner. Back to Henry. Henry, left wing. Almost recovered by Rocky Point. Henry shakes them. Henry to Chapman. Chapman in the paint. Off the backboard as the shot clock goes off. And that's Rocky Point's ball. 3 minutes and 4 seconds left in the third quarter, 20-14.
Now Henry, she kept trying to be able to make something out of it, but she had a couple people open on the other side of the court, but she couldn't make anything out of it, and the Rocky Point gets the ball back.
Popolaski to Tossie, three-pointer, around the rim, recovered by Moeller. Whistle's blown, that's a foul on the floor. 3 minutes and 33 seconds left in the third quarter, 20-14.
Now I think that's going to be a crucial three-pointer that's going to come back to hurt them. Now that would cut it to a 3-point deficit. And now they're going to have to work their way back.
Lamoureux to Moeller, three-pointer. Goes in.
They get it back right there.
That's 2 3-pointers in a row for Rocky Point, and that's a timeout called. 3 3-pointers in a row for Rocky Point score is 20-17. Anvil is leading by just 3 points now with 3 minutes and 27 seconds left in the third quarter.
You know, I think Amityville's got to improve offensively here in the second half. They've remained scoreless and let Rocky Point cut the lead down with a lot of three-pointers. They got to play better defensively and offensively.
I agree. I mean, I feel some of Amityville's best defensive players aren't out right now, like Katz or Hampton or Baptiste. So I feel like if Amityville needs to widen their players right now, they, make the cuts where they can. They've had a few good runs this game so far. Again, I mentioned they had 2 6-0 runs in the first quarter, followed by a 4-0 run in the second quarter. But again, as you mentioned, they're scoreless so far in the third quarter. But I think they can, if they put some of their stronger scorers back out and have them making plays that they need to make, like they did in the first few quarters, then they can keep their scoring up.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Aiken get subbed in, but I think the lineups were kind of remain the same since the second half is open. So he's got to try to get some of his other guys in there and try to put some points up on the board.
I agree, Sean. Now, Anvil with the ball. Chapman on the baseline. To Griffin in the backcourt. Griffin midcourt. To Jones, tapped out by Vu of Rocky Point.
I think you got to look on the other side of the court there.
3 minutes and 19 seconds left in third quarter. Jones to Henry in the paint. Back to Jones. Three-pointer. Bounces off the back. Recovered by Griffin. Griffin midcourt. Top of the key. To Henry. Left corner. To Aiken in the paint. Slipped out. Recovered by Popolaski. Whistle is blown. It's a foul on number 12, J.L. Aiken, junior for the Warriors. 3 minutes left on the clock for the third quarter. Anvil keeps his 3-point lead. Three-pointer by Tossi, just short. 2 minutes and 53 seconds left, 20-17.
The foul there, in a situation like this, you can't let that happen. But she remains in the game, and I guess she's gonna try to get that back and score for her team.
Chapman, left corner, off the backboard. Amityville has no points so far. They have in the third quarter. They have not scored since Griffin in the second quarter. And now there's just 2 minutes and 33 seconds left in the third quarter, 20-17. Tossi to Lamoureux, looks for the three-pointer, does not go. Vu, top the key to Tossi, in the paint to Moeller. Popolaski, recovered by Griffin. That's Amityville's ball.
Yeah, they've got to start playing way better offensively and defensively here. They've scored no points since the second quarter, and they've just let Rocky Point dominate the second half, so something's got to change here for the Warriors. They still have the lead, but they've got to add to that.
You see Katz come in for Griffin. See some better defensive play for the Warriors here.
First time Katz is in the second half.
Chapman, shot does not go, that's a jump ball. And that's Amityville will keep the ball. Baptiste back in for Aiken. Let's see, hope Baptiste makes some good plays for Amityville to keep its lead.
There we go.
Jones to Chapman, top of the key. To Jones. Baptiste back to Jones, three-pointer. Bounces off the rim, covered by Katz.
Another missed three-pointer. I mean, they're just shooting big for the threes. They got to try to get closer to the net and score, because it's not working out for them here in the second half. They got 1:56 to go. Try to hold Rocky Point scoreless for the rest of the quarter, and at least try to move down the court and score.
Popolaski to Vu in the corner. Recovered by Chapman. That's a jump ball. Rocky Point. Rocky Point will have the ball. 1 minute and 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Still no points for Amityville. Vu to Tossi. 1 minute and 28 seconds left on the clock. Baptiste, top of the key, to Jones. Three-pointer. Bounces off again. Recovered by Chapman. Another jump ball. Amityville had a... And we'll have the ball. 1 minute and 17 seconds. Recovered by Popolaski to Vu. Vu to Tossi. Tossi, top of the key. Popolaski out of bounds. Recovered by Henry. Baptiste, 55 seconds left in the third quarter. 20 on the shot clock. Baptiste, right wing.
Trying to make something happen here before the quarter ends. We got 45 seconds left.
To Henry. 10 seconds on the shot clock. To Chapman, to Baptiste. 6 seconds on the shot clock. 36 seconds in the game. Baptiste in the paint. Does not go. Shot clock goes off. 29 seconds on the clock. 20-20, still tied.
Amityville had a lot of forced fouls last game, and they need that energy this game. And Rocky Point's just absolutely dominating here in the third quarter. And we see again they move down to their side of the court.
It's a 12-0 run for Rocky Point. 20 seconds left in the game, in the third quarter. Chapman recovers. Shot clock turned off. 13 seconds. Tipped out by Vu. 10 seconds on the clock. Katz for Amityville on the sideline. To Henry. Tipped out. Henry on the floor again. 6 seconds on the clock in the third quarter. Moeller tipped out by Henry with 1.7 seconds on the clock. Still tied, 20-20.
It's a huge block by Henry. They got a second left in the quarter, so they got to hold them off here.
Vu. That's Rocky Point's first lead to end off the third quarter. No points for Amityville in the third quarter. And once again, I'm Aaron Kruder, Sean Kruder on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. We'll be right back after this break for the fourth quarter.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you can't measure it on your bathroom scale. Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own. You won't find a bipolar disorder by looking at a thermometer. Like many other health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a stick-on bandage. So the sooner you seek treatment, the better. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support. That's samhsa.gov/support.
This is Anaya Hampton, center for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. I'm Aaron Kruder, Sean Kruder. Starting off the fourth quarter, Rocky Point with their first lead in the game, 22-20.
They're on a 14-0 run here, and it's completely Amityville completely shut out offensively in the third quarter.
Popolaski to Tossi. Missed three-pointer. Get back in by Moeller. Missed by Popolaski. Recovered by Griffin. Griffin heads down court. Tipped out by Rocky Point. 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Amityville's ball. Chapman on the sideline. Long pass to Henry. Henry, left wing to Jones, corner to Griffin. Chapman, right wing, off the backboard, tipped out. And that's Rocky Point's ball. 7 minutes, 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Rocky Point leads 22-20.
There we go, Rocky Point, and another missed shot by Amityville. So that's they have not shot well since the second half, and they gotta improve somehow.
Popolowski, top of the key to Lamoureux, missed. Recovered by Vu. Vu steps out with just 7 minutes and 1 second left in the game. Amityville's ball.
Mercy Griffin shot hit 9 points in the Claude Byer tournament. She was the MVP. 9 points with 1-3, and last one to score today for Amityville since the second quarter. And ooh.
Good turnover there by Lamoureux, Rocky Point. Off the rim, tipped out. Rocky Point's ball. 6 minutes and 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
You know, I kind of see these. I see these girls like I just think getting shut out in the third quarter, kind of getting down on themselves. Especially Alana Henry, the captain. You know, as she's being subbed out right now, they just got to keep their heads up and play well. I mean, we're kind of seeing the same ball handlers, but we got to see some more different players.
Correct. Now we have Griffin, top of the key, to Hampton. Jones, right wing, three-pointer, does not go. Aiken in the corner to Griffin, right near our desk. Right?
Almost hit us.
Yep, almost hit us there, but we're alive. 6 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game. 22-20. Rocky Point leads.
Yeah, that's another missed three-pointer. I think they gotta. Obviously the three-pointer's not worked out. I think they have to. I don't think I've seen them attempt a closer shot since the second quarter.
Missed three-pointer by Popolowski. Moeller to Tossi, three-pointer. Another three-pointer for Tossi.
So a 5-point lead, 25-20.
6 minutes and 3 seconds left in the game. 20-25, Rocky Point. Jones, three-pointer. Off the rim. Aiken. Corner. Blocked out by Lamoureux of Rocky Point. It's a 17-0 run for Rocky Point. Almost all three-pointers from Rocky Point. Henry and Williams back in for Amityville. Henry in the paint. Right to Moeller of Rocky Point. Tossi, Moeller, Lamoureux to Popolowski, left wing. Three-pointer does not go. Recovered by Lamoureux. Off the backboard. Almost tipped out by Henry. Tossi, tipped out. Recovered by Moeller. And a whistle is called. Timeout by Rocky Point.
Big block there by Henry. I mean, Amityville's got to be able to cut the steals and turnovers down. That's kind of what Rocky Point's been dominating in the second half. And with 5 minutes left in the game, you know, they got something going on offense. I mean, with a 5-point lead now, they're on a 17-0 run since the start of the third. So they gotta do something on both sides of the ball.
Rocky Point's run right now consists of mostly three-pointers. 5 three-pointers, 1 2-pointer. And that just shows what do we need to see from Amityville right now? We need to see them get in their faces.
Who is making these shots?
3 of these 3-pointers by Rocky Point's Tossie. Good game for her.
And I'm seeing a lot of number 3, Lamoureux, getting involved in the game.
Correct. I mean, big quarter for Rocky Point so far. I hope that Amityville can make a comeback. They did. They got off to a pretty good start. As I said before, a lot of good runs, but Rocky Point answered that with a pretty good run of their own right now. So let's see if Amityville's lineup can fix this and get their lead back before the game ends in just about 5 minutes.
I mean, yeah, on the Amityville side of the ball, like I said earlier, we're mostly seeing Chapman and Henry kind of dominate.
Tossie, 3-pointer. Recovered by Henry. Using her height again. Henry, top of the key, 3-pointer. Does not go. Recovered by Hampton. Rebound. Hampton finally breaking Rocky Point's 17-0 run. Some more points for Hampton this game, 25-22. With 5 minutes left on the clock. Rocky Point leading by 3. Popolowski, 3-pointer does not go. Recovered by Hampton. Jump ball.
Finally getting some points on the board, and they got to be able to shut them out defensively. Now Amityville gets the ball back here.
4 minutes and 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter in this game. Rocky Point's lead only by 3 points. Let's see if Am can get this back. Griffin, midcourt. Griffin. And that's a foul on Griffin. Rocky Point recovers. 4 minutes, 45 seconds, 25-22, Rocky Point.
Coach Maloney showing some emotion on the bench after that foul by Griffin.
Tossie to Popolowski, left wing. To Adamo, top of the key. Vu, Moeller, corner. Popolowski to Adamo in the corner. Long pass.
Ball go back to the weak side.
It's a backcourt violation on Rocky Point's turnover. Will be Amityville's ball with 4 minutes and 27 seconds left in the game. Once again, Rocky Point leads by 3 points, 25-22. Henry on the sideline to Griffin, midcourt. Griffin to Henry, left wing. Henry on the ground again. Timeout called by Maloney. 4 minutes and 17 seconds left on the clock, 25-22.
And Henry, we keep seeing her on the ground, as one of the best players on the team, captain, LI, top 100. You can't win a game with your impact player quiet, and she has to be able to continue. I mean, we've seen her with some huge blocks on defense, but offensively, I mean, it's not just her, the whole team since the second half. They got to wake up. No points for her the entire game.
Yes, I mean, we've seen a lot from a lot of players today for Amityville, but I think what they need to do right now in order to get their lead back is to really focus on their top players and scorers like Henry and Baptiste, who has no points so far this game, and she's been on the bench quite a lot in the third quarter. So we can hope that we can see more of her. She's on the court right now, looking to play as we're about halfway through the fourth quarter. But yes, we need to see a lot more aggressive scoring from Amityville, and I think we see that a lot in Baptiste. So hopefully the team will have faith in her and Henry to bring them back. Baptiste to Jones, 3-pointer, and 3-pointer for Amityville. 25-25. Finally see a shot from Jones.
It's gonna tie it up here, and that's huge for Amityville. I'm thinking another block from Henry here.
Popolowski, Lamoureux, and that's a foul on the floor on Amityville. Rocky Point's ball. 3 minutes and 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 25-25. Score is tied. Tossie, top of the key. To Lamoureux, corner. Looking for a shot. Tipped out by Henry, but Henry showing some emotion there.
Yeah, Henry really thought that He's going to go to Amityville. He's kind of looked at the ref.
Vu to Popolowski, top of the key, fakes a shot. Tossie back to Popolowski to Lamoureux.
Need a block here.
Moeller, left wing. Lamoureux in the paint. Missed pass, and that goes out of bounds. Amityville's ball.
And it wasn't a block, but turnover, get the ball back, and they got to go down the court. It's a tie game, but 3 minutes, 28 seconds left. They got to take a lead and hold it.
Baptiste to Jones, corner to Baptiste to Henry in the paint. Tipped out, recovered by Tossie. And that's out of bounds, or timeout by Rocky Point. 3 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock, still tied at 25 and 25.
And we see the excitement on the Amityville bench and the sort of quietness down at the Rocky Point side, and the momentum be kind of starting to switch, given Amityville is the home team, and the crowd is getting excited that we're finally putting some points up. And we saw right there Henry and Williams kind of cornering her and getting the ball come out, and they're going to get the ball back. 3 minutes 8 seconds left. They gotta hold them defensively like they've done. And kind of in the fourth quarter, it's better than last quarter. So they got to be able to. They gotta be able to put some points up here. You got Henry, Williams, Baptiste, Hampton, and Jones out, the starting five.
3 minutes, 6 seconds on the clock. Rocky Point's ball. Tossing midcourt. 3 minutes on the clock. Lamoureux, right wing. Moeller, right wing. Fake pass. Long pass to Tossie. To Popolowski, fake shot. Lamoureux, Moeller, right wing. Gets in the paint, recovered by Baptiste. 2 minutes, 44 seconds on the clock. Almost recovered by Rocky Point, but that's out. Will be Warriors ball.
She's got to get some help there. She had about 4 Rocky Point players there, and her whole team back by the other side of the court.
Baptiste, right wing, to Henry, top of the key. Fumbles, recovered by Rocky Point, Tossie, midcourt.
Henry turnover that can't happen at this point in the game. We got around 2 minutes left. That might come back to hurt them.
There's a foul on Baptiste. Rocky Point ball. Tossie. Popolowski, left wing. Top of the key, Popolowski. Three-pointer. Off the backboard, recovered by Hampton. Jump to foul on Rocky Point. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left in the game. That's a foul on Tossie of Rocky Point.
We haven't seen a lot of shots here lately, and it's been a low-scoring game, so it probably won't take much to see who the winner is. I mean, we got 2:10 left as Baptiste drives down, and they've got to be able to put some points up.
Jones, corner, Baptiste, right wing. Hampton in the paint. Jones, Baptiste, three-pointer. Off the rim, recovered by Moeller. And almost lands on the bleachers there.
Tough fall on the bleachers here, right by us.
Substitution, Chapman in for Williams. 1 minute and 51 seconds left in the game. Still tied 25-25.
And Chapman back in. She was, we saw her a lot of action in the third quarter. We'll try to get her back involved with less than 2 minutes left to go.
Popolowski, top of the key to Vu. Long pass to Lamoureux. Moeller, corner. Another three-pointer for Rocky Point, going strong with these three-pointers.
And Rocky Point's going to take a crucial lead here with 1 minute 30 left. They've got to be able to tie it. Got to take a shot here.
Henry to Baptiste, right wing. Long pass to Jones. Let's see if she can get a three-pointer. Henry, left wing. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Baptiste, right wing. Chapman.
Kind of waited too long to
Henry.
pass that.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Foul. 4 seconds on the shot clock when the foul is called. Henry will be going to the free throw line. Henry had 3 points in the free throw line last game against Hills West. Let's see if she can get some today.
This is going to be big here. I mean, if they can make this, this is going to cut it down at least a little bit.
And it goes around the rim. Henry has another free throw shot. Let's hope she can get that in.
Remember, if they make this, it's going to you only take a 2-pointer to tie it up instead of a 3. So
We're 1 minute, 8 seconds left in the game. Rocky Point has a 3-point lead. And the second shot does not go in. Covered by Moeller. And that's a jump ball. Rocky Point's ball. 1 minute, 6 seconds on the clock. Eagles ball. Tossie. Tossie midcourt.
clock rolls. They're not going to try to take a lot of they're not going to try to be quick getting it down the court with the clock rolling. 50 seconds left.
Lamoureux, top of the key. Popolowski, left wing. Back to Lamoureux. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tossie to Lamoureux. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Shot does not go. And it's bounced out. Amityville will recover.
That shot by Rocky Point could have iced it. That's going to help out Amityville.
38.5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Chapman. Big score for Amityville.
Three here. Henry, I think she's got to try this.
Baptiste, right wing, gets in the paint. Big points for Amityville right here.
Cut the lead down to 1. 20 seconds left.
And that's a 1-point lead for Rocky Point. 23.2 seconds on the clock. The timeout is called. I'm sure both teams are gunning for the win today. You're only a 1-point difference right now.
And this is good. This is what I mean. But that those missed free throws by Alana Henry. If she made both of those, or at least one, it would have been either a tie or a 1-point lead here. 23 seconds left. I mean, Henry with 0 points. That hurts them here.
I agree. I mean, Amityville's last game, Henry had 11 points. So, and it's significantly less this game. Only 4 points, all in the first quarter. We haven't seen much of her after that. So, as I mentioned before, she seems a little off this game. You know, we keep seeing her on the floor. But with this newfound energy right here, I think that we can hope to see some more action from her in the final less than 30 seconds left of the game. See Katz and Williams come back on the court. Hope to see some good defensive play from Katz. Maybe some good offensive play from Jones, Henry, and Chapman, who we've all seen some good things from this game.
Yeah, we see the personnel change here. They add time on the clock, 28.4 seconds left. Could help out either side here. And obviously, that's going to hurt a team off when they don't produce offensively in the second half.
Rocky Point's ball. Nice play by Katz there. Katz, left wing. And that's another timeout. But that was pretty good play by Katz there.
Yeah, big defensive play by Katz. Exactly what they need from the personnel change here. And it's going to help them out. But still, we got to be able to shoot and take the lead. Remember, any shot will tie it here, or take the lead here.
I mean, yeah, as I mentioned before, that's the defensive play that we need from Amityville here, that we see from Katz, that we saw from her early in the game with the little time that she was in. Now she's back in. She's a senior guard for the Warriors, and that was incredible play by her. Good thinking right there out on the court. And it's plays like that that could secure Amityville its win today. But they, as you said, they need to produce offensively.
And I mean, yeah, seeing a lack of that, obviously in the second half, that's going to come back and hurt them if they end up losing this game. I mean, Rocky Point scoring, it was 20-8, I believe, coming out of the half. And I mean, it's just amazing how many points they've scored. Great coaching by Rocky Point.
28-27, Rocky Point leads by just 1 point with 24.6 seconds left in the game. Amityville's ball. Jones to Chapman to Baptiste. Top of the key, 21 seconds. To Griffin in the corner. To
Gotta watch
Henry
that clock
in the
here.
paint. 15 seconds on the clock, and that will send Henry to the free throw line.
She got a chance to redeem herself here for those missed ones not too long ago.
28-27, 15.9 seconds on the clock. Let's see if Henry can tie it. Off the rim.
Last two off the rim.
Henry misses her third free throw shot in a row.
Still got a chance here. Crowd silent when she gets to the line. So this is gonna.
And that's a lane violation on Amityville. Henry's second shot does not go in, and the timeout is called.
Wouldn't have mattered anyway if she made it. And 15 seconds left. Amityville down by 1. And we gotta find something. Pay attention to the clock and be smart with the ball here. We can't. They can't let up a turnover. They try to force a foul here, and they might have to send someone else to the free throw line.
I mean, in Amityville's game against Harborfields last week, what really secured their win was the amount of fouls that Henry forced late in the game, and we haven't seen that kind of play from her today. So I'm wondering, like, where did the energy go, and can she bring that back in the final seconds? Because that's what she did last game against Harborfields, and I think that she can do it again if she just has the right kind of motivation. Because with that kind of motivation, they can bring it back and they can win the game.
Yeah, both teams are going to come out of here. Coming out of the timeout, their coaches. Both teams' coaches are, I mean, they're trying to coach their team well. I mean, I've seen Rocky Point actually coach better, say, in the second half. But, you know, it's going to come down. They got to watch the clock here. 15.9 seconds left.
15 seconds on the clock. Long pass to Moeller. That's a backcourt violation. Great turnover for Amityville. Could this turn it in their favor?
Only a second off the clock. And Rocky Point.
And Coach Bittner for the Rocky Point Eagles arguing with the ref that she called a timeout on the court right now.
And I don't think that's going to stand, the timeout. She didn't get it off in time. Maloney is going to call timeout here.
And smart timeout by Maloney. He's good coaching by Maloney. We've seen that a lot in the past few games. He always knows when to call a timeout for his team. I mean, 14.3 seconds left in this game. With the right coaching and with the right motivation, Amityville could win it.
I think he's drawing up. He's obviously trying to get them to foul or at least something. They got to be able to hold on to the ball. I mean, they don't have to go from the three-point line. That's what we've been seeing from them a lot during the second half. And I think they should at least try to get closer than that. Hit one off the backboard. And, I mean, that would give them the lead. They don't need to go big and hit the three-pointer. But, you know, I trust Maloney. I trust Rocky Point. I mean, both coaches. I mean, I know they're both stressing down there, but it's coached a good game. And it's going to come down in these final seconds, which is a nail-biter.
I agree, and I think you're right. I think they need to stop gunning for the three-pointer because this is only a 2-point game right here. So Amityville needs to focus on those field goals right now, and I think that they could really find faith in Chapman. She's had a lot of points so far, all been eight points, again, all in the paint. So when you see, if you see more of that in the final 14 seconds, that would be good for Amityville. 10 seconds. Jones, three-pointer. Does not go. Recovered by Baptiste. 5 seconds on the clock. And rolls out of bounds. Amityville's ball. 2.3 seconds left on the clock. We need to see some faster gameplay from Amityville.
Yeah, they got to be able to move faster. I mean, that took a lot of time off the clock. We got two seconds left. So this is going to be it. Final seconds of the game. This is going to come down. Baptiste start off with the ball.
And that's a foul. And that's going to send Henry to the line once again.
That's going to come back to them. I know Coach Bittner is mad. And Henry's got a chance to redeem herself here from the last 4 missed free throws that she had. She's got to be able to, she's got a chance to win the game here.
A lot is resting on Henry's shoulders right now. Senior for the Warriors. If she hits both, this could secure the win for Amityville. If she hits one, then overtime. First shot does not go in. It's okay. 0.7 seconds on the clock. She's got this.
Her teammates coming over side, keeping her, trying to keep her head up. You know, she can still send it to overtime.
I'm sure a lot of basketball is in your head. As I said before, she needs the right kind of motivation. And this is the game right here.
Come down to this.
And Henry ties the game. 0.7 seconds on the clock. Tossie. And that will send it to overtime. And we're going to send it to break right now. 28-28. We'll be back on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. I'm Erin Kruder. Sean Kruder. We'll be right back for overtime.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
I work construction. My day starts at 4 a.m. Life's tight, but I eat right by choosing one day a week to prep multiple meals with healthy recipes. Then I freeze the extra. I save money by bringing lunch to work. Then dinner is already made. Life just got easier, and I have more time to spend with my family. To learn how to eat right when life's tight, visit snapedny.org to learn more.
SNAP-Ed is funded by USDA Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
This is Ariana Cuevas, point guard for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
All right, welcome back, and Sean Kruder, and we're going to open overtime. Baptiste has the ball. The shoot. Oh, and there's some points there. That's something we got 3:40 left. Amityville up 30-28, and we got Lamoureux again. We've been seeing her a lot. Henry getting the ball.
All right, 30-28. Amityville taking an early lead in halftime or overtime. Henry to Baptiste, midcourt. 3 minutes, 18 seconds on the clock. Baptiste almost recovered by Lamoureux. Foul is called. Rocky Point's ball. Rocky Point's ball. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in overtime. 30-28. Amityville winning by 2.
I believe Baptiste fouled out there.
I think that's why we haven't seen much of her in the last few quarters.
And she's over on the bench showing emotion. Yeah, I do believe she fouled out there. We heard Henry say that to her.
Tossy, three-pointer, goes in for Rocky Point. Rocky Point taking the lead, 31-30. Griffin to Henry. Henry, left wing. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Henry in the paint. Fouled by Rocky Point. Henry to the free throw line once again.
Now with Baptiste out, they got to be able to replace her, and they got to fill that role with someone off the bench. And with Henry heading back to the free throw line, she's got to improve her ratio here. She's 1 for 6, I believe. And she'll be able to tie it here.
Henry tying in overtime, 31-31, with 2 minutes and 47 seconds on the clock, but she still has one more free throw.
Be able to take the lead here. 2 for 7 with 2 minutes 47 left.
And Henry
there
takes the lead.
Proving her, she's now 3 for 8.
Lamoureux, backcourt, midcourt, powering through. Left wing, Lamoureux, almost recovered by Jones. Popolaski to Tossy. Tossy, right wing. Blocked by Henry. Moeller does not go in, recovered by Henry. Vu with the two-pointer. So much energy from the crowd and from both benches.
I want to go back to that swat from Henry. She was able to stop it, but they got the ball right back. Amityville's got to capitalize off big defensive plays like that.
Williams, corner, off the rim. Henry recovers. And that's a foul.
Another foul. And
on
Henry's
Rocky
going to
Point.
head back to the free throw line.
We've seen a lot from Henry on the free throw line in the past few minutes of the game.
She's improved. And now shooting 3 for 8. She was 1 for 6 heading into overtime. Yep. Yeah, she was able to take the lead.
Longo in for Rocky Point and Hampton in for Amityville. Williams back on the bench. 2 minutes, 7 seconds in overtime. Can Henry tie again? The 33-32. And she ties it yet again.
4 for 9. And she's going to tie 33-33 with about 2 minutes to go. She's going to have another shot here, be able to take the lead.
Henry, second shot, no. Recovered by Amityville, but timeout is called.
And we see that second free throw, no good, but it's improvement for Amityville. She's been able to, she's big plays to send them to overtime. And I know she hasn't had the big impactful game that Amityville was hoping for, but I mean, she's been able to show up in big moments, at least at the end of the game for Amityville. That's what's important.
Very true. I mean, Amityville, again, they had no points in the third quarter, but they were able to match Rocky Point's play, and Rocky Point was on a 17-0 run in the third quarter. Pretty big for them, coming from 20-8 to start off the third quarter. But, I mean, look at us now. They're in overtime. Tied again, 33-33. And we're seeing some better play again that we've seen.
Yeah, we've seen Rocky Point kind of slow down from that 17. Lamoureux, I mean, as he shoots it, but.
Tossy, midcourt. Lamoureux, right wing. Popolaski. Tossy, left wing. Back to Popolaski. Popolaski, right wing. To Lamoureux, top of the key. To Tossy. Tossy, top of the key. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Popolaski to Lamoureux. Shot does not go. 2 seconds on the shot clock, and that's a foul on Amityville. 1 minute and 35 seconds left in overtime. Still tied 33-33.
With a minute 35 left, that might come back to hurt though, and defensively, it's got to hurt. I mean, we heard Griffin kind of communicating with Chapman, switch, but.
And that's Longo on the free throw line. First shot does not go. We haven't seen too much of Longo off the bench today, but that was a foul on the Warriors' Henry. Second shot goes in, giving Rocky Point the lead. Jones to Griffin in the backcourt.
1 point lead here.
Griffin, midcourt. Hampton, Henry, right wing. Henry in the paint. And that's giving Amityville another lead, 35-34. Great play by Henry there. 1 minute and 13 seconds left in overtime.
Big shot by Henry there.
Popolowski, right wing. Tossie. Lamoureux, left wing. Top of the key in the paint. The Tossie three-pointer goes in for Rocky Point.
Let's give them a 2 point lead. And they got to be able to.
Jones, left wing, long pass to Henry, top of the key. Right wing, in the corner. 45 seconds on the clock. That's Amityville's ball.
Henry, now in double digits, she's got 10 points. Part of that from the free throw line, but, you know, she's kind of improved since she had only 4 points. I mean, basically for the entire second half. And, I mean, with those long passes, we can't keep the ball in the air too long, especially with the clock winding down in overtime. They're down 2. You know, if Henry can make these 2, they're going to tie it up here. And it's going to be up to both teams' offenses to be able to put up some points to be able to pull it off.
See some commotion on the court with the ref. 16 seconds on the shot clock, 45 on the game clock. 37-35, Rocky Point in the lead. Amityville's ball. Chapman to Griffin. Covered by Popolowski. Whistle's blown. .1 seconds in the game clock. It's a foul on number 23, Mercy Griffin. Eagles are in the bonus, so they're going to shoot Popolowski at the free throw line. First we've seen of her at the charity strike today.
You know, I think if she can make these, then that's might lock up the game for Rocky Point here.
And that's the first free throw shot goes in for Popolowski, bringing Rocky Point's lead to 38-35 with 43 seconds left in the game.
This one's going to be an important one.
Some arguing with the ref.
Maloney getting upset. He's hearing some laughing while his girls are shooting.
Ref clarifying the calls with head coach Maloney. 43 seconds left.
Important shot coming up. It'll put it out of range even with the three-pointer.
Second shot for Popolowski goes in, bringing it to a 4-point lead for Rocky Point. Big play for Amityville here. Griffin, top of the key to Jones.
4-point lead. Got to be able to get some points here.
Henry, corner. And that's Chapman bringing the gap to only 2 points. Again, as I mentioned before, Chapman, big score for Amityville. Great play for her. 39-37. Rocky Point leading by 2. A timeout is called with 28.9 seconds left in overtime.
And Chapman with a big point there that's going to put the lead, cut the lead down to only 2 points. And remember, Baptiste fouled out. She was kind of helping the team out big late in the game, and that might, you know, come back to her. Anytime a player fouls out, you know, it's going to negatively affect the team because she's in the game a lot. And, you know, it might change it up during the game, either negatively, maybe even positively, the way she's playing. I believe she's only had a couple points up.
Yes, I mean, just under 30 seconds left in overtime. We have Cats back on the court, along with Henry, Jones, Chapman, and Williams for Amityville. Again, a 2-point lead for Rocky Point here, so either they could tie it again or go for the three-pointer, which hasn't really worked for them for Amityville, but it could. Anything could happen in the last few seconds of this game.
Putting Katz in here, he's been putting her in big defensive situations. They're going to try to get something, steal the ball away from Rocky Point, and make a three-pointer to take the lead.
Big press here from Amityville. Rocky Point's ball. Lamoureux to Tossie. Fouls called.
Foul on Amityville. Wow.
This could be a pretty good opportunity for Amityville, though. They could run out the clock. Let's hope that the Eagles can make their shots here. Tossie at the free throw line with 25 seconds left in overtime. 40-37. Rocky Point leads. Second shot goes in. 4-point lead for Rocky Point. Big plays for Amityville here in the last 22 seconds. Shot clock has been turned off. Henry, right wing.
She's got 21 points. Tashi.
15 seconds left in overtime. 41-37. Amityville, as I mentioned earlier, you know, they had some forced fouls in their past games. Not a lot of that today. You know, in the final seconds, we can hope to see some more of that energy that could potentially bring them their win in the last 15 seconds of overtime. Tossie back on the free throw line.
Gonna see a sub here. Griffin in for Williams. It's an important shot.
Tossie misses the shot. It's good for Amityville. But she has one more.
At least for Amityville. But she's got one more to try to put it away here. She makes this, it'll be a 5-point lead with 15 seconds left.
5-point lead for Rocky Point, 42-37. Griffin left wing. Henry, top of the key, right wing, in the paint. Rebound by Moeller, 3 seconds on the clock, and that's gonna do it. Rocky Point wins in overtime, 42-37. Wow, what a game for both teams. We did not think it would be this way in the first half, but Rocky Point made a pretty good comeback in the third quarter. Lots of good runs for both teams.
Free throws at the end, basically putting it away, making it out of reach, 5-point lead. You know, Amityville's got to do a better job. Out completely in the beginning of the second half, and that's not going to help you win a game. Yeah, Coach Maloney not happy after that.
All right, and that's the game for now. We're gonna go to the post-game show in a little bit after this break. Once again, I'm Aaron Kruder, Sean Kruder here with me, and we'll be right back on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
This is Anaya Hampton, center for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
And welcome to the post-game show here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Matt Grice, Christian Chicas. Final score, Warriors fall in overtime, heartbreaking fashion by a final score of 42-37. And this was a pretty wild back and forth game, but neither team could really find a lot of consistency until overtime when both teams finally started getting their offense going. We'll break down this entire game in a moment. But certainly some missed opportunities at the end of the game. Coach Maloney not happy as Amityville had a chance to get their second league win, and they saw it slip through their fingers towards the end.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it slipped right through their fingers. However, it was just a hard-fought battle between both sides, and it was definitely tense, especially when it came down to the free throws at 0.7 seconds for Amityville to tie it up and go into overtime in the fourth quarter.
It was a heartbreaker, and we'll take you through this entire game. Going back to the beginning when it was all Amityville, Christian. In the first quarter, Amityville opened up the game on a 6-0 run. A response was made by Juliana Takchi, and she was incredible today. 22 points for her to lead all scorers, but she gets to the free throw line, misses the first, hits the second. That ends the 6-0 run. So Amityville's up 6-1. Then they who looked really good in the first half. She had 8 points in the first half alone, 12-1.
Yeah, especially because they had such an aggressive offense. Their aggressive offense was just little to no way to respond to it. However, as we go on to the second quarter, you can see that Amityville is still keeping somewhat of a lead and keeping Rocky Point's defense on their toes as Rocky Point's offense consistently passes.
Weakness that we saw earlier on, but it didn't really affect them. They were giving up a lot of second chance and third chance opportunities on the glass defensively, 20-8. So Amityville still way out in front and doing a pretty good job. Alana Henry was very quiet for the Warriors, and it was because she got in foul trouble, and this probably hurt them down the stretch. Natalia Baptiste.
It definitely did hurt them down the stretch because Natalia Baptiste leaving the field meant that they lost a lot of that leadership on the field. Whereas Alana Henry or other players, they tried to take up that leadership role, but they just can't fulfill the role of Baptiste as well. Because a lot of the team has confidence in Baptiste. She was the anchor for the team. You would always see consecutive passes always back to Baptiste so that she could pass the ball around. But when Baptiste got into foul trouble and she was subbed out, it's just they lost a lot of their positioning on the ball that they could pass around while on offense.
She's a vocal leader on the court as well. So halftime Warriors looking good, 20-8 the score. It was the third quarter where the wheels fell off the bus for Amityville as the Eagles were unstoppable. And here's where I said, remember that comment. Eagles couldn't do anything in the paint. Warriors had some trouble on the glass. Multiple second, third chance opportunities. Eagles couldn't finish. So what do they do in the third quarter? Forget the paint. In the third quarter, they start taking some uncontested looks beyond the arc, and were pretty darn successful en route to a 17-0 run.
Yeah, like you said, they completely forgot the paint. They started taking shots from further away. Something I realized were number 3 and number 11 consistently being open for their team. And in the third and fourth quarter, and later part of the third quarter, you saw number 4 also take up this role of always trying to open up. I think Amityville struggling to shut down those wingers, as I would call them, those wingers, so where they could openly pass them, they're consecutively open. They were able to move the ball around. And another thing I realized is usually whenever someone had the ball, you would see 2 to 3 players from Amityville's side guarding that one player. So that just really allowed them to forget about the paint entirely because they had so much presence on the other side of the court where they could pass it to one of their teammates who would then pass consecutively to someone who was open.
6 of their 7 baskets between the third quarter and the start of the fourth quarter were all three-pointers. And to your point, Christian, yes, they all kind of followed the same blueprint. Good ball movement, driving in the lane and then kicking it out to the perimeter where there was no pressure from the Warrior defense. So as good as they were defending in the paint, they did not have an answer beyond the arc, and you have to give credit to Juliana Tachi, who was their best player in the second half. Very quiet in the first half. We mentioned 22 points altogether, but in the fourth quarter, the comeback was complete. Amityville was able to go on a 5-0 run, but down the stretch, Alana Henry had a few opportunities at the free throw line. She ended up going 0 for 5 from the free throw line with Amityville trailing by 1 point, 28 to 27, 0.7 seconds left on the clock. And you have to give credit to Henry here because her confidence was probably not that great in the moment, having missed 5 free throws. And now she goes to the line knowing she either makes it and we go to overtime, or she misses it and the game comes to a close. And she went up there and she drilled it.
Yeah, I definitely have to give credit for her because after missing 5, your mentality is just completely gone. You're already thinking, I'm already losing. And as you saw, for her 5th and 6th free throw, before she took the shot, you saw her teammate Griffin helping her out mentally because Alana Henry just did not want to take that shot. She wasn't confident at all. But her going up to that free throw line with her teammates' confidence in her, I think that really helped her make the last shot and bring it to overtime.
And again, I think it shows you, we've talked about this, how this team plays for each other. They play for their coach. They play for their home crowd. And they certainly had each other's back. And again, kudos to Henry. If you're a great player, you're not going to be great at every moment. But when she was needed, she stepped up and hit that free throw. So we go to overtime. And when we get to overtime, Amityville immediately gets on the board. Baptiste hits a quick basket, then she fouls out. Again, we mentioned she'd spent a lot of time on the bench because of foul trouble, and not having her presence out there definitely hurt this Warrior team. But answering back on the other side was Tachi with a 3-pointer, so Amityville takes the lead. Rocky Point gets it right back, going up by 1. Back and forth we go. Alana Henry taking the game over. She gets back to the free throw line, hits a pair, gets there again, and goes 1 for 2 from the line, and then hits a field goal from the floor. So Alana Henry heating up in overtime where it matters the most, building on that momentum. However, Rocky Point, they didn't let their foot off the gas, and as overtime's clock was winding down, Rocky Point goes on a 5-0 run, a 3-pointer again by Tachi, followed by a great play by Poppy Lasky, who gets to the free throw line and hits both free throws. So at this point in time, with time winding down, foul shots as Amityville was going to have to foul. Could Rocky Point get the job done? For the Warriors, but then the fouls start. The Eagles are able to break a full court press, get the ball into the front court. Amityville. Once again, it's Tachi going to the line. She hits both free throws. She would end up getting fouled one other time. She missed the first, hit the second. But by then, it was a 5-point lead, and it was one that the Warriors would not be able to recover from. And ultimately, Amityville drops this league contest at home in heartbreaking fashion to the Rocky Point Eagles by a score of 42-37.
Like you mentioned before, when the Eagles completely forgot about the paint, I think that's when it really changed for Amityville, when they started struggling. And I think that's that mindset that they brought where, like, oh, we're having a hard time defending. Like, we can't defend this. I think them bringing that mindset into overtime also, like, caused a lot of the points that the Eagles were able to make. Because, like you said early, Baptiste was fouled out in overtime, which was a huge issue, because something I noticed at the end of fourth quarter is that Baptiste was starting to try to stop the plays beyond the arc. She was starting to put some offense on some pressure on number 4. However, after she was fouled out, her teammates could not continue with that play, could not continue putting pressure on those outside members of Rocky Point's offense, and I think that really led to their loss in the overtime.
So the Amityville Warriors do end up falling in heartbreaking fashion. The Lady Warriors will be back in action this Thursday as they travel to West Hampton. It'll be a 6:15 tip. We will be back on the air on the Amityville Broadcasting Network this Thursday as the West Hampton boys varsity team comes to Amityville to take on the boys varsity basketball team. Warriors fall. Final score 42-37 to the Rocky Point Eagles. For Christian Chicas, I'm Matt Grice saying have a good night and thanks for watching.
Go to AmityvilleWarriors.com for upcoming broadcasts and events. This has been a presentation of Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.